So
Yeah.
let's get into this next topic. Well, they kind of tie to each other. So what has 2021 taught you, and what experiences did you get out of it?
Hmm. I I'm gonna save mine because I got a lot. I got a lot of
Hmm.
All right, so,
experiences.
so let me go first.
Yeah.
2020 has taught me a lot about self love and being focused.
Mm.
Because just the whole year I was just trying to grind. We're still pandemic mode, unfortunately, and it just showed me like like just hustle harder, keep hustling. And if you just keep at it, like you don't get diamonds, bro. You're gonna get diamonds when you apply enough pressure. And um, I was just telling Akeem before we had technical difficulties that I myself feel like a pressure cooker, and I'm finally gonna see the fruits of my labor because I've just been busting my ass so much. And I'm just trying to bring not only us, I'm trying to bring the whole Bronx with me, and just or whatever. I had a recently just had a shout out to Anna Naikina. She is a children's writer. She has her second book just dropped, and I had a great conversation about her, and she literally just even motivated even more and made me more hungry because she's out here, doing it for the kids and like keeping the culture intact and all that stuff. So, and it's beautiful, and I'm so glad I got to meet people like her. And shout out to DJ Wawa, who like brought me into his fold to bring create this platform called Tag Up and give these platforms to these artists that who don't have the platform, like who want to make it but they don't have the means to, and we supply it and we create stuff for them, like um it's just keeping focus and self love, man. Like I can't say it any better. Like and it's like the thing I have on my wall. Like I have a canvas printed out from a Kanye tweet, ironically, and it says like we don't try, we do. And I've been doing, and like I said, like it's going good, and like I'm so glad, like I have a good head on my shoulders, and even all the negatives I'm thankful for because all I did was learn from them. So that's my spiel for 2021.
That's what's up.
That's amazing. That's good. Go ahead, Carlton.
All right. Well, I learned a lot. I've been learning a lot. I wrote a list, right? But I'm gonna just skim through it because everything will have like a fucking explanation and a story behind it. But this is one thing I always knew, but I'm keeping to it. Is is to remain positive and keep faith. Um, Understanding the difference between being negative versus saying no to something that is not good for you. Um,
Hmm.
to trust yourself, believe in yourself. That goes back to self love. Um, you don't have to always share too much information. Not everybody um, can. You can't expect everybody to like hold your secret. Not even hold your secrets, just hold your privacy. And sometimes you give too much information or have people thinking differently of you instead of just understanding who you are. Um, Focus on love because love is power. That goes back to the law of attraction. That goes back to manifestation. When you do something you love, when you put your love into something, it will only conspire to give you more power towards what you're doing. Uh, be intentional. Remain in the present. Finding new ways. And for me, just I've been finding new ways to be healthy and active. I've been coming to terms with my back, and it's not the same. I don't know how. I'm not giving up faith that it won't be, but I also have to know different ways for me to be active. I can't play ball as much as I used to. I can't run around as much as I used to. But just finding different ways to be active and stay healthy. I've been adjusting to that. Um, Also finding new motivations because again, one of my motivations was basketball, and I'll get back to it. But I gotta find other things to help me. Don't be afraid to take risks. Yeah, and I think that's mostly it. yeah. That's what I got.
Chip Keem, what about you?
That, well, both of y'all was amazing. But to piggyback off of y'all, I would definitely have to, I guess, start off with the self love and self awareness of what you really want. Like Carlton said, be intentional and living in your presence. So this year, I've definitely began more to love myself, began more to be more intentional of what I wanted and what I did not want in terms of people, things, whatever that looked like. Um, really walking into my power, into my essence, really just taking me to the next level, especially emotionally, physically. Like I would say, like April or what have you, I had like a little health scare that I had to take care of, and then throughout that health scare, I lost about 50, 60 pounds.
Wow.
So that's definitely amazing. So trying to, I guess,
I'm jealous.
li-
Wait, I wish I could get sick and lose that much weight. Shit. Let me stop. That's a joke.
but with but within that time, and you're good. But within that time, um, still trying to get my mouth together. So that definitely, me wearing braces now, definitely helped with that. So I guess looking at things positively, like that was another thing. Like what you put into your body is what you get out, especially like words. Words is important and so imperative to waking up, to reading posts of the day, to putting positive things into you. Because if you're having a fucked up day, it's going to be fucked up. But if you make light of it, if you figure to have a fantastic day, whatever comes your way, you're going to overcome it. It's going to be a lesson. It's not going to be just a blah kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's always this different mantra, different things, whatever keeps you in the right headspace, go for it. I learned that. And experiences definitely living my best life for my birthday. Just more about taking me out. And I did my first photo shoot, which was amazing.
Damn, they didn't even hire the
And
photographer.
I went to
No, it's all good.
no, that would be nice. Trust me, because I want to do more. But I did it was some New York photo company or whatever. And they
Oh,
told me
nice.
that they seemed tend to have a distinct look, even though I used to think I was ugly, but I guess distinct look means I'm just distinct looking, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that they could see me as being a model, which is an amazing thing. So I guess going into 2022, I want to kind of look into more photo shoots, more stuff like that to see if that's something I would really want to do.
Well, Keem, you have me, and you have a space to do it if you ever want one.
Oh, absolutely. 2022, like I definitely want more photo shoots. Like I haven't felt more alive doing that. It was so weird, the whole makeup thing, the different poses, but I found just inner peace, just love. Like I personally did that for me so I can be more out there, so I can be more outspoken, just put myself out there more, kind of thing. And I loved how it made me feel. So that's something I don't see myself running away from. So as many photo shoots as I need to take next year, I'm here for it.
Hmm. I hear that. That's what's up,
So
man.
let's get into Miss Rona,
Oh
who
wait,
brought her brother down.
before we get into that Rona that's taking over the world again, right? I want to emphasize on some of the stuff, right, from 2021 and the new experience. So I think we talked about what we learned, but I don't think we talked about the experiences like that, you know. Well, Myron kind of did with his stuff, but I want to talk about the podcasting. We this is something that we started this year. We kind of like in 2020 we had it planned out, but it wasn't until this year that we really that we stepped into it and actually like we did it. And honestly, I think this is the first time closely. Obviously, like me and Myron, me and Sprad, and me and you, Akeem, we all worked together, right? But like, it wasn't anything of our own. It was something that was a part of another company. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing as like relying and trusting on each other to work together and like coming up with a vision together. And it's a lot harder than it looks. Shit, I'll tell you that much. Can you agree with me, Myron?
1,000,000%.
That was a little bit sarcasm, but yo, and it's one of the. He said 1,000,000%. Nah, but yo, it was honestly, it's been like it's been a big learning curve, and just being able to be patient, also like understanding everybody, and understanding what you want as well. Shit is fun at the same time, frustrating. But it's been a second.
That's what every creative process, bro. I'm telling you that right now. Even though I have the space, the studio space, it's still hard for me to bring in clients. It's still hard to build up the repertoire, for the space, So like, trust me, I understand the frustrations. It's literally like ingrained in my DNA at this point. Even with my own photography,
Yeah, anything you do is gonna come with those tough bumps in the road. Is how you handle it,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you gotta be able to handle it, and you gotta be able to, again, like, it goes back to knowing to keep faith. I just wanted to get into the specifics because I just put it in a whole bunch of like quotes or just meanings, but there's no real experiences behind it. The other stuff that happened, like, it was a tough road for me this year, and it's something I shared with Myron earlier in the year. It was like, just like all the stuff that was happening in the house, and then even to the point where I got fucking robbed and shit like that. It was just like it was like probably one of the, like, say, worst spots I've been in, especially. And what's crazy? Just about some of the learnings that I learned too, because I read books. I've been reading some of these books, the Will Smith book. And he talking about how he hit a rock bottom, and it was like after he started rapping and he first got his deal, and then it went to waste, and then he got to the point where he maxed out his credit cards, and he got arrested. He didn't even have enough to like get away or get out of it or whatever, and he just felt like he had hit rock bottom. I wouldn't say I hit rock bottom, but I'm gonna tell you, it is like one, like when you reflect and you be like, yo, I was really like haven't been active, haven't been working. The most I was able to do is this, and try walking. And I'm like, yo, I did not know where my next check was coming from, because I'm like going to court with fucking workers' comp doctors and all this other shit, and just like have to remain that faith through everything, and for everything to work out. And then it was just like where it hit the peak, where a lot of people probably like go crazy. That's where it's like all the blessings start coming in for me, and the second half of the year got a lot better, and I just remember telling everybody around, like, like, obviously you're gonna go through those frustrations, and you gotta have people that you can vent to, because you can't keep all that emotions into yourself. You either have therapists or family or friends that you can speak to and like let those things out, because you're gonna go through it regardless, right? Like you said, Myron, there's a lot of frustrations trying to get the clients, trying to do this and all the other stuff. Like, you could have that in the back of your mind, but if you hold that in, what does it help? Letting it out and just expressing that, but also knowing at the end of the day that, like, understand what your goal is, understand, like you said, your focus will be and where you want to go. So it's dope to see that, see it coming out. But definitely 2022 is gonna be a lot of changes. And it goes back to me saying, understand the difference being negative and saying no. Like, if it doesn't serve you and it doesn't help you in any certain way, or if you feel like it's holding you back, then you can't be afraid to be yourself, and you can't be afraid to want what you want, and then especially if it's in your control. There's certain things you can't control, but if you have control over your destiny, then take the damn steering wheel.
No, 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Amen on that.
But yeah, so it was probably one of my craziest years, you know. And you think 2020 was tough, and 2021 just got harder. But
The most beautiful thing is, bro, is that we're all in the same boat. In the sense of like we're all going through it.
yeah, and then I just remember too, like, there's another thing that people don't understand. This one thing I had to learn. Well, I've been learning, and I'll just, you know, one thing I've been learning is wisdom. And I'm talking to a lot of like older people, like my dad, my grandmother, and everybody, you know, who think this way. And just people learn things at different times in their life. So what you might have, what I might have, or what Myron might have, or what Akeem might have, you might not have it right now. But there's something that someone else, that you have yourself, that the person itself has, or learned, or have done, that maybe someone's gonna learn in 5 and 10 years from now. And to not judge anybody for what they don't have or what they do have, and understand that everybody's time will come when their time is coming. You know?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's it. Sorry, I came
Reverend
to take one more
Giles,
time.
thank you. No, thank you, Reverend Giles.
Yes, sir. Listen to more Kanye albums, more Sunday service, and then I'll be a reverend.
No, I'm fucking dead.
That was really
What
some
is it?
powerful stuff, though.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of reflection this year.
That's what we do at the 99. Never stop.
To piggyback, like, off of what you were just saying, definitely never looking at someone's success and valuing it on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's for you is going to always be for you. And a lot of people need to really realize that and get your own definition of success, because your road to success is not their road, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has a path and destiny and vision. And some visions align, some don't.
Hmm. Some goals, some dreams you may have to do at a later time, or rearrange that to where it would fit in and where it would be cohesive and where it would just fit where it needs to fit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt like I was about to go somewhere else, but I lost it.
You can take a minute.
But definitely learning to be intentional with what you want and what you need in any relationship.
Yeah.
Because closed mouths don't get fed. And recently, probably like a few months ago, I was dealing with this person. And we had like the weirdest conversation because I never had a conversation where it was based on, I guess, sex and not necessarily pleasing that person.
Mm.
So like that's the conversation that's like kind of like not spoken of, which is weird. We should be able to talk about that, but it just doesn't happen unless y'all had those type of conversations, and I'm just new to this.
Mm.
Have y'all or?
Oh, that was a question. I thought she was.
Say it one more time, Kim. Yeah, I thought it was you were just
I thought you
preaching.
Yeah, I thought you was preaching.
Oh.
Man. I thought. Yeah.
So have y'all ever had a conversation about your sex life with your partner, like, or how you're not pleasing them or whatever that looks like?
Have I ever had a conversation with my partner about sexual needs? Is essentially the question, right?
Basically.
No. I mean, no, not in that sense. Only I say no because I don't have anyone right now, so I don't have anyone to talk to
But I mean,
about
like
it.
in your last relationship.
Uh, no, we never spoke about that. So definitely that wasn't okay because yeah, there were some hiccups in that department. Nothing crazy, but like you said, closed mouths don't get fed. So
You will never know what someone's thinking, or yeah, yeah. I get you, Myron. I got you. But I guess I answer that because again, one of the best things about me and my girl's relationship, honestly, is how vocal we are. We don't let things like stay closed in for too long. Even if we have to argue about it, or whatever. But before we even got together, we had a conversation about sex. So I'm like, that was one of the things that turned me on. And it wasn't like, oh, we were talking about fucking each other. It was just a conversation about sex. You get what I'm saying? Like what you like, your experiences and stuff like that. So it's like we always was able to have those conversations. So talk about wants and needs and stuff like that. We talk about frequently. We talk about like things you want to experiment with. Sometimes what you thinking about bringing an extra partner in just for the fun of it. I'm like, and I had to talk to her about it. I'm like, you really want that to happen? Like, you really want me? You really want another girl in the bed with us? Like, what's she gonna be able to do to me? What I'm gonna be able to do to her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? How would you feel if this actually happens? Like, and there's little things like that where we have open conversations about it, and even small things like, what do you like? Have you ever tried this? I don't want to get too much because my girl's private. I ain't trying to talk about all this shit. But we have open conversations about it. And honestly, open conversations, and it don't have to just be about sex life. It could just be about cleaning habits, who cooks. I remember it was a big issue. Like, okay, we always expecting the other person just to clean this or clean that, and nothing gets clean. So we put each other on a cleaning schedule. Every 2 weeks, we got chores. Like, you focus on these rooms. Someone does the dishes for the next 2 weeks. Focus on the bathroom this week, whatever. Like, and you just go from there. And like you said, closed mouths don't get fed. I think, and it's crazy. I've been looking at Drink Champs a lot. Honestly, shout out to Kanye for going on Drink Champs, and shout out to Nori for having it. A lot of those artists, they talk a lot of wisdom. So like Big Sean had one, and he was saying how communication saves a nation. Whatever. And that's so true. Just like being able to vocalize how you feel and what you want goes a long way. In any relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a business partnership, it could be an actual relationship. Just communication is key. It's always gonna be key. And again, that goes back to being intentional and remaining in the present. You gotta just be yourself and be honest. And then again, that goes back to knowing what comes to you. You gotta have self-love. So fuck it. You be you. If they love you, if they like you or not, then they like you or not. If they can't agree, then it's disagreement, then then you understand. But you should never feel the need to hide yourself or not speak up for yourself.
Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you. But now
that was awesome.
I appreciate that. I might be one of those old wise guys that just like has mad fucking wisdom. I take a lot of experiences, whether it's successes, failures. I just reflect a lot. I think that's that's like one of those things that I would say like what they call like one of those flaws, like character flaws, like a strength and weakness. My overthinking, I analyze, but I also like might overanalyze sometimes. But yeah, I'll take everything and look at it.
But overanalyzing isn't bad. But with that conversation, before we get into the next topic.
Okay.
But with that conversation with that dude, it did really. At first, I was shocked And I was confused, like, huh? What are you talking about? But then it made me, I guess, realize that, oh, these type of conversations are something that I need to start having with people because a lot of people have been, yeah, not detected or
Mm,
not not told what it really was,
mm.
kind of thing. But